Okay, this is going to be a completely unedited video. I'm not trying to convey some really deep message. What I'm trying to say to you is whatever you're planning on doing, just start. Half a year ago, or even 1 year ago, I was not happy with where my life was going. I was not happy with the school I was attending. I was not happy with the job I was doing. And 1 year from now, I'm in my dream university. I have my dream job. I started a business. We make nice money. We have a lot of clients, and I've been having more time than ever to do things that I love. And I think a big part of this is just when you're young and you're in this like experimental phase, you should actually take every chance you get. Like any event you can go to, any meetup you can go to, as long as it's semi-productive. It can be anything. It can be, let's say, your local town's marathon, or like any meetup where like normal intelligent people meet up, and you can kind of have like chats, make friends, make contacts. This can help you in the long run. It can help you if you're going to run a business, if you're going to apply to jobs. The fact that you know more and more people is only going to benefit you in every way, shape or form. And another really good mentality to adapt while you have this is do things that make you uncomfortable. Yeah, I know this is cliche, everyone says it, but genuinely start with small steps. Take something small that you feel like you wouldn't be able to do normally. So for example, let's say you're still in school, high school, university, doesn't matter, and let's say that there's one subject that you particularly dislike, like maths for example. Let's say you've never gotten a really good grade on a math exam, and you have this whole mentality of, oh, I'm never going to be good at math, it's just not my subject. Well, guess what? If you actually put in the effort and you study for that test and you do get that good grade, your whole perception of everything is going to change, because all of a sudden you go from I'm over here and this task is over here to, oh my god, I can actually achieve anything I want. And this goes for anything. So for example, in the last half a year, I've literally been like doing side quests, everything I can possibly do to get experience, get contacts, and it just really benefited me. I even have it written down because I do so much funky shit that I literally have to... Yo, I'm back. I know I said it's going to be an unedited video, but my battery ran out. Anyway, the point is, for the last half a year, I said literally yes to everything. And let me just read off the things that I've written down that I've done in the like past half year, so like 6 months. And keep in mind, these are just things that I remember just now. If I would actually go through everything I've done, I would be astounded by what I've like done in the past half year. So I made a web for my business. Now, this may not be like a very big surprise to all of you. Obviously, if you want to run a business, it's good to have a website. But for a long time, I've been doing like 3D art, and I've always had like a portfolio, never a website. And the fact that I actually sat down one day and made a full-blown website with like images, videos, explainers, like everything, was quite a bit of a big step for me. So this may be easy to some of you guys, but for me, this was a big step. And I was like, okay, well, let's see what I can also do. So then I got into kind of like vibe coding and Claude and Lovable and all of these like websites. And I actually did 2 MVPs for apps. I wanted to do one studying app and one finance app. So I haven't launched them, but they're in my PC, and I've gotten feedback from real people. I was like, listen, I have this app idea. Do you feel like this is something worth doing? And it took me just like a few nights to kind of conceptualize it. And I already have an idea. So in the future, if I want to make an app, I can literally just publish it. So that's just like the 2 things. Also, just me, I've never been into philosophy, but I just randomly saw some ad for like a free philosophy event in the city center of my hometown, and I just attended. And as luck had it, I was the one that was selected to present, because it was like a random draw that everyone writes down the name and then you select like a random name. I'm a 19-year-old kid, and I went there to present to these like philosophy professors, and I had to make up some random like topic of what I want to speak about, and I literally just started mumbling about the meaning of life, and it got so like interesting that I was literally sitting in the middle of this room of 50 people, and I was like calling them out. I was like, okay, that's a good point of view, what do you think? And I was literally like moderating this event, even though 2 days ago I didn't even know it existed. I just attended. I happened to be the guy who got selected and I just mumbled for like 2 hours straight. That's literally what can happen. Like, you can right now decide to attend an event, go to a party, go anywhere and do whatever you want, and then you realize that there's so many opportunities you're missing out on. I feel like people, when they say opportunity, they usually mean like, interview or stuff like that, but everything's an opportunity. If you go on the street and you see someone that you like who looks like is is kind of like approachable, and you approach them like, hey, I just thought you were really cool, do you mind, I don't know, having a quick chat? And as long as they're not like busy or they're not like headed somewhere, there's a pretty good chance that they can chit chat with you. And it's crazy because I'm saying this from real experience. Like, when I go to the gym, I just like speak to random people, and then you find out that, oh, this guy is studying law, or this guy owns a business, or this guy is the son of this and this actor, and you start to like realize how everything is about people. You can talk to someone, they know someone, they recommend you, and you kind of like get the idea of how the whole planet is a massive network. Also, speaking of network, 2 months ago, what happened was I made one more MVP for my app. MVP means minimal viable product. So I basically made like a shitty app concept for like a fitness app that would help fitness trainers get more clients. And and I needed some real life feedback, and I didn't know any trainers at the time. So what I did was I literally went on Instagram to search for trainers to pitch my service. What ended up happening, I found a fucking fitness trainer from my local town, or like local city, and he happened to have like an ad active, and it was like, if you want to start your transformation, type exercise into the comment. I was like, that would be pretty funny, let me just type that, maybe it's gonna help me, contact him later, kind of like, small talk. And as luck had it, I actually fucking won the whole contest. So like 2 days after, I wake up to message it was like, congratulations, you have won 1 month of free training with me. I was like, what the fuck? So essentially I was scrolling, I commented some random word, and now I have 1 month of free gym trainership, like 4 times a week for a fucking month for nothing. Turns out the guy is really cool, and now we're friends. So I literally just made a friend, I met a personal trainer, and I got 1 month of training for free. And this guy's a professional, so he helped me with my routine and with my like diet and everything. So literally, it cost me nothing. It cost $0, £0, €0, doesn't matter what you want to call it, and minimal effort. And somehow it helped me. It's so crazy how you can just walk up to people, have conversations, comment, and this works for everything, right? Let's say you're on Facebook and you see a local community hosting some event and it's a free event. Just go to the event. Maybe you're going to meet some friends, old friends, future friends. Maybe you're going to meet your future colleague. There's literally no downside in trying. And once you realize this, that you actually have free will, you can speak to everyone, anywhere, in the gym, on the street, in your school, at work, anywhere. Like, obviously you have to be safe. You can't just like talk to absolutely random people. Like, if you're walking down the street at night and you talk to every single person, okay, that's a bit dangerous. But assuming you're around normal people, that's like, assuming you're not in some really dangerous area and you're around people who just like normal working class people, you're free to chat to anyone. Like, it's actually crazy. Not to mention that if you do, it's going to actually improve your confidence, which will then help you in other aspects of your life. So let's say you start talking to random people, just like, friendly local guy who speaks to everyone, and then you realize that you actually like to talk to people, and then you start attending to events, and you kind of become like the local guy who's like, everyone knows him, he's kind of chill, and then you build connections, relationships, and this can help you in anything. Let's say you're going to need to repair your car in half a year. Well, maybe you're going to meet a mechanic at that same event. Maybe you're going to meet a future teacher, future business partner. It doesn't matter. And even if you don't, at the end of the day, you attended something that's free. Most people wouldn't have done anything anyway. Most people just sit at home, so you might as well go somewhere, do something, right? And the whole like concept is that A, you have free will, you can go anywhere, do anything, as long as it's legal and safe. And B, as soon as you start doing things that made you uncomfortable and that you thought were impossible, you start to realize that the world is like a giant playground. Like, okay, I thought this was impossible, now I've done it, holy shit, I can do anything. And this applies to anything. I got into my dream school. I never thought I would get in, and I did. And now I'm like, okay, holy shit. I was one of the people selected to get into this very good university. And it was just like this. And then it clicked that I can do this with everything, with business. When I run kind of like a 3D rendering agency, and you can just message people on Facebook, you can reply to ads, you can cold call. Like, you can literally call anyone. You can call a sales manager right now and you can do 20 cold calls and get a client within an hour. It's crazy. You can do whatever you want, right? Same with, I actually have this written down. Like, half a year ago, I went to the cinema with my friends, and in front of the cinema, because the cinema is in a mall, there was kind of like this promotional stand with perfumes. And the lady came up to me and she was like, oh, hey, we have this new collection of perfumes. Would you like to purchase one? I was like, oh, not really. But then she convinced me because they had like some really good offer that you pay for one, get free. And it looked good. So I was like, you know what, whatever. So I bought the perfumes. I got 3 really high quality perfumes for the price of one. But then when I was at the counter, I was like, you know what, actually, I have a reverse offer for you. I actually do 3D videos that like help brands sell their products. It helps them, get more sales by demonstrating the product in the best possible way that, like showcase the product. It's like a product animation, for the website, for Instagram, whatever, for ads. And she was like, you know what, this would actually work. And I just got a client. So basically I came in, I bought like a relatively cheap perfume, which turned out to be good. I got 2 more extras, which I could give to my mom, dad, whoever. And I got a client. So I made that money back and now I work with them. So this is how you can do everything. You can apply this logic to like anything. So I understand that not everyone in this video is in the same shoes as me. Maybe you don't go to university, maybe you're younger, maybe you're older, but it's the same thing. If you have one goal, making a friend, making a network of people, meeting someone, making more money, try to dissect that whole like goal into mini goals and try to step by step see how you can improve and get that goal. So let's say your goal is to get an interview. Well, try to figure out what these people are looking for. Are they looking for people who are hardworking? Obviously, they probably will. Are they looking for college graduates? Are they looking for team players? And when you analyze it and actually build your kind of CV around that, and then come in and display yourself as the person that they're looking for, the likelihood of you getting that job is much higher. And you can apply this to absolutely anything. College or university, it doesn't matter. Job interviews, trying a new sport. And the more you do things, the more you realize that everything is accessible. Like, for example, I've never been a very like a person that really exercised too heavily. I used to do a few sports when I was a kid, then I did like nothing for a few years. Then I got into the gym, and now all of a sudden I've been going to the gym 6 times a week, or like 5 to 6 times a week for the last 3 years. And I was like, you know what, this is my sport. I'm never gonna change. Well, it turns out it did change. I did a few new things. I started running, I started boxing occasionally, and I started climbing, like rock climbing. And it kind of makes you realize that in every given like time in your life, whenever you feel like you're doing something, it's never like the end goal, right? So when you go to the gym, it's not because your life goal was to go to the gym, it's just you happen to be in this phase where you enjoy this activity, which also means that you will enjoy other activities in the future. So if you feel like you're not the type of person to try sport, just try it anyway, and you will either like it or you won't like it. You're probably going to suck at it at the beginning, which is okay. And then and then you can try other sports and you get better and better, and then you meet people, maybe your confidence goes up. You can apply this to other aspects of your life, and you just generally start to be a more happy and like socialized person. And I feel like this is essentially what you want to do with your life, because at the end of the day, we're all like social creatures. We want to have want to have friends, we want to have families. Like, most people like to be around people to some degree. So plus you have to be around people in most cases anyway. You have to go to school or you have to go to work. So if you're already forced to human interactions, you may as well be good at them and have as many as possible to increase your chances at being good at the things that you love and that you find meaningful. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long. This is probably my first video on this YouTube channel. The goal wasn't to really lecture you guys. It's just like me, a random guy, an average guy who happens to have some success in a few areas of his life. And I feel like this is advice that can benefit the people my age, younger people, anyone who feels like they're stuck in life, who feels like they want to improve at any aspect. As long as you don't give up and you have clear goals and you actually like attack your goals with like realistic planning and be like, you know what do I need to achieve this goal? And then you actually do the things to achieve that goal, and you're not afraid of trying new things, you're not afraid of embarrassing yourself. You would be surprised how far you can really take it. And that's something I live by. I feel like this is the best way to go about your life. Constant kind of like a massive improvement, like a curve where you learn new things, meet new people. You're never going to be perfect, no one will be, but you can always improve and make your life better and sweeter, if I do get to say so myself. Anyway, that's everything. See you around.